in the light of the highest light, in the light of the highest frequency, vibration, wisdom, understanding, kindness, grace, remembrance from which we've come. This is the dream we've been waiting to have. This is the dream we've been looking forward all our lives. This is the dream, the dream, the dream, the dream. This is the dream, this is the dream. Inner and outer, inner and outer, inner and outer. Don't forget to prepare yourself with the highest potential, highest power, the highest timeline, based on the highest faith, based on the highest strength, based on the highest renewal, recovery, death and rebirth, humility, honesty, harmony and humor, forgiving ourselves and all, forgiving ourselves and all. Being grateful, 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 grateful for it all. Grateful, grateful, grateful for it all. For it all. For it all, my friends. My friend. My friends, my friends, my friends, my friends. Hey ha ha ho, hey ha hey ho ho ho. My friends, my friends, my loved ones, my family of light, my family of light. Family of light, hey ho ho hey yo hey yo hey ho hey ho hey yo hey yo ho hey yo hey yo hey yo hey yo hey yo hey yo hey ho hey ha ho hey a ishi ne ne nama ka anama o kana ne ne nama kono no no nu ni 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 ishina ne 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 ne. Super happy, super joyful, super at peace, because the victory's here. We've already won. On the quantum, the last of it taking place on the highest levels, in the spiritual, in the courts, in the alliance of light, the master consciousness, the Q movement, the Q intelligence, the movement that's been decades in the making, half a century for sure. And they selected 2012, they came to Donald Trump, and they say, you're the man that we want. We're the man who's not of politics, but knows what's going on behind the scenes. Selected him to be the spokesman for the Q, the Alliance of Light, the Galactic Federation's movement, the angelic Ascended Masters movement to empower this country, this America, as the forefront. The Masters have been saying since the Declaration of Independence, since the Constitution formed, that America will be the forefront. This is the greatest design, the greatest Constitution, and the great teachings of the Ascended Mastery is going to come out of this country based on the freedom. Why? Probably because it was the newest country. It didn't have eons of eras, even Europe and Asia, everywhere, Africa, that had been corrupted, controlled for so long by endless amounts of monarchies and empires, right? That had enough time to be corrupted. So these things happened. I'm not going to go into all the details. Why Trump? Well, why do you believe it's Trump, etc., etc.? You got to do your research, guys. Come on. If you're just listening to mainstream news and who are against who, come on. It's nuts. It's nuts. Oh, you're going to believe them because CNN said it? Don Lemon and all them crews? That's it? Come on. So, what I suggest is, sorry, my lighting's not good. It's getting late in the day here. What I suggest is that you watch this most amazing video, the most amazing video series in the last decade, probably the most important video series ever in the history of mankind. It's called Fall of the Cabal. It's a 10-part series. And once they finished with the 10 parts, they went on every 6 months. They put out another one. I believe there's 28 or 30 now parts. They're all like 30 minutes long. You can find it. It's been banned, of course, from Facebook, YouTube, all the main ones, Google. You can find it on Rumble. You can find it on Odyssey. You know how you spell Odyssey? The spelling of Odyssey is Odyssey, something like that. If you were to spell the word Odyssey. Well, instead you have to spell it S-E-E at the end. ODYSEE.com. You can get the app. And it has tons and tons and tons of the most amazing information that's been banned. That is the real damn truth. Come on. You're looking for the truth? You want the truth? Come on. What's going on behind the scenes? All the massive researchers that have been going on, as we know, it does piss me off because people still follow the mainstream. The last 20 years, the journalists have come out with college degrees. And a big majority of them are like, even if they're liberal, they're like, man, this is bullshit, the mainstream news. It's all twisted. It's all one-sided to follow the New World Order, the Global East, the New Illuminati. And so these guys started doing independent journalism, called independent journalism. They did their own reporting. They did their own pages. All the young people follow independent journalists, news sites. And so then they started collaborating with each other. And once they collaborated, they realized, okay, this is the truth. They double check, fact check each other, and they, oh yeah, truth. They're dealing with truth. We're not fact checking to tell lies. We're not blocking everything about COVID. We're not blocking everything about, Facebook. They wouldn't let you say the word name Donald Trump. They wouldn't let you say, kicked off of Twitter. All that he's been through and all the sickness that the Democrats have done, or the liberals. And have any of them been arrested publicly? No. So Trump has set up this whole dynamic, him and his team, the Q movement, to show what the liberals are capable of with this last administration. Come on. You guys think all that's real? So you have to go on the site, follow the cabal. It tells 10 parts of how we got here in the last decade, well, way back, and exactly the details, exactly the facts, exactly who's in charge and how they're in charge and what the powers and who cooed who undermined who took the lead, who has been compromised, who has been arrested, mass arrest behind the scenes, who showed their true colors. It's been a war. They say the biggest war on the planet is in Washington, D.C. So when Trump got in, all the way through, they never know who was the good guy, who was the bad guy, who were double agents, who said they were working for this and they were saying for that. And everybody's like, well, who's to say Trump's not a double agent? Da-da-da-da. And, Biden's not a double agent. Da-da-da-da-da. Of course. That's why you do your dang research. Go back and watch Fall of the Cabal, starting with 1. If you don't like it, watch 2. If you don't like it, watch 3. You're going to be on the floor screaming. And by the end, you're going to be laughing. You're going to be on the floor screaming with laughter. And joy and ecstasy and peace and harmony and the truth. The truth, finally, you're going to know the damn truth, the blessed truth. I'm telling you, I was forced to watch this 5, 6, 7 years ago, and it wasn't easy. And one night when I found out about this truth and the pedophilia and the sickness and the Satanism and the all over for power and control that's all it was for. Ego, power, control, pride, the 7 deadly sins. And they blame it all on the devil when it's all them. Every person that's been tempted, every person that's been tested. You go with God or you go the other way. Because you're gonna get in Hollywood, you're gonna get in politics, DC, you're gonna get in the Vatican, all around the world, the powers that be, and you're gonna get in these little rooms, you're gonna get your cameras, you're gonna get blackmailed, and then you're gonna sell yourself for power and control, or just to protect your ego or your family. When the sickness they do in these little rooms, not only to each other but to children. Sacrifice of every kind, from animal to human and if you can't handle this, well then obviously turn it off. Go back to your cartoons or your TikTok and laughing your little butts off at stupidity when the world is in peril. I don't care. I know where I stand, I know where I am, I know where I had to, and I know how they tried to destroy me because of what I knew. But they're not destroying people anymore, so go watch it. We've won the game. We've all went through our battles. We all took on a chunk of the darkness and transmuted it with the Center Master Consciousness, with the violet flame, with the love, with the purity, with God, with being face down, humility on our bellies, crying, sobbing, sleepless nights because of what we knew and the attacks we were taking. Okay? The narcissists. You don't think they're the minions of the dark? And so, damn, I'm serious. I am serious about this. Because I know what I've been through, and I know what you guys have been through, and I know what, you're still going through. So don't give up. Don't let the mind game get to you. Don't think that's hopeless. Don't think da-da-da-da-da. Start watching the correct stuff and getting your news on the outer world. And yeah, your deep, deep, massive, incredible faith of the inner world, of course. That which is, your deity of choice. And what I mean by that is, well, that's Christ, Mary, the Holy Spirit, God, Allah, Buddha, Ascended Masters, the Galactics, the Angelics, You know, those that have come to you, Paramahansa Yogananda came to me in a vision. He told me the Divine Mother and I are with you now forever. And they give me these exercises. They told me to shine my light. No kidding, guys. And I'm not that much of a visionary. I know stuff. I'm clairaudient, sentient, clairvoyant. Yes, I'm telepathic, but not that super visionary that stand out in the yard and go into alter state and have the masters walk up to me. No, it's rare for me. But it happened 2 years ago. And I did everything they said every single day since. Every single day. Metatron, through his books, taught me how to spin my Merkaba way back 7 years ago. I did it every day for 4 years, spun my Merkaba. Even when I didn't understand what the hell was going on or what I was doing, I believed it. So you better believe, whether that's the Bible, whether that's the Quran, whether that's the ancient sutras, the Buddhist, Tibetan Buddhism, whether that's just your intuition, your faith, your knowing, your... People used to say, oh, I'm connected to this angel or this teacher or this Indian guide. They have names and all that, and I never had all that stuff. I just said, I just think it was me. I always said it was me. All I hear was my own voice. But it was this high, super amazing, wonderful, and wisdom. And what it is was my higher self. There's a guy named, can't think of his name now, but he said so-and-so. And for years, he was a channeler. And he says, this guy, we're channeling Raphael and Archangel Michael and Saint Germain and Crazy Horse, and he said, higher, channeling my higher self. So and so and so channeling his higher self. And that was me. That's the way I thought. Jeff channeling his higher self. And I believe when you do it like that, you're not getting caught in the identifications. You're just getting caught in, you're just utilizing the love. You're harmonizing with the love of the universe, the purity, the oneness, the perfection, the innocence. And you probably got, I know I have many guides talking to me, but I call it my higher self all at once. And that's what probably our higher selves are, a conglomeration of all our guides at once. Because when I do this talking like this, I do these channelings, I call in the guides. And every time I take a pause, I'm not just breathing. I got voices coming in. Or I guess you could call them thoughts. But I can tell they're not my thoughts because I make myself a clear channel. Hollow bone, oracle, receptacle for God's light. Violet fire of transmutation, based first and foremost the I Am Presence, the higher self, the mighty beloved I Am Presence within the heart and above. It's always within and above. So it's within and without, but up there, the sun, the central sun, it's a hotline to the heavens. We used to call the peace pipe the hotline to the heavens when we pray. Hello? Anybody out there? Anybody listening? Well, you immediately go into, that's why we do training. That's why we sweat all those years. That's why we vision cross all the years. That's why we sun dance all the years in my path. That's why the Buddhists practice every single day. They call it a practice. Why? Because they're practicing to become perfect. And you follow your teachers. I follow the lineage. Crow Dog, Rolling Thunder, Black Elk, Twilight Niche, Chip's family, their grandfather was the teacher, mentor of Crazy Horse. I sundanced there many years. And my good friends, family, Michael Hall, Lone Star Sundance in Texas, and the Blue Star Sundance in Texas. I adopted my stepson, Richard, Mary Thunder's son, runs Sundance. We were all training all together. And they carry on that lineage, I carry on the lineage, they carry the lineage. But they carry the Sundance, they carry the Uipi, they carry the Peyote, some of them. I just work with the Sweat Lodge and my heart, my guidance, my connection. Before I came on that path, I had a connection. I left that path, I have a connection. Solter Maleone, which was my Tibetan teacher. Friends way back from New York. Mary Thunder, met her. We met her at a Sun Bear gathering, 1985, 86. And they immediately became fast friends. She had just written her book, Women of Wisdom. She had been a Tibetan student. 21 years old. She was guided to go to Tibet, become a nun. She came back. She had a teacher, Namkhai Norbu Rinpoche, one of the great Lama Rinpoches that is sent to the West to teach. And she honored him. Lived in Italy to be around him when he was in Italy a long time. He came to the States. And so then at one point she took over. She became the teacher. And that's why you do it. It's a lineage. So I studied that. I'm in her lineage of the Dokchen, the oldest lineages of Padmasambhava from Tibet, Tibetan Buddhism, and Nyingma tradition, I call it Nyingmapa. And I carry that within me. I carry the Ascended Masters lineage now. They said, way back, they said 3 years of training, and then you have the connection, and you'll go on and do these teachings. And for me, it's been 2 years, and now everything's shortened because of the times we live. So, and I include Mary Thunder in there as my lineage teacher. She was also my wife, but she was my teacher before. She was my wife, but I call her my teacher wife. So I learned all the way through those lineages. Lineage of the inner earth, of the galactics, of the Pleiadians, because everybody knows, most native people believe that they're descendants of the Pleiades. And the Ojibwa, Chippewa, the Anishinaabe, Chippewa, Ottawa, Odawa of Michigan. I thought Anishinaabe meant conglomeration of those tribes. And the very original word means those that were lowered down. Those that were lowered down. No. Now, isn't that an odd name for a set of tribes? Grandpa Wallace says, I'm 19th generation Lakota, 9 on this planet, 10 on Pleiades. What? Oh my God. So, because all of us, we all have star lineage. We're made up of the stars, the same chemical elements. Our souls, these are just bodies. These are robes. Native people call it robe. You wear this robe. They have a name, they call it meat suit today, which I don't like that term. I like robe better. The races, the white robes, the black robes, the red robes, the yellow robes, 4 races of man. And that's just a body that we use for our spirit. But sure, we had to do all the learning. We didn't all of a sudden know just because we're spirits. You have to go through the initiations. You have to go through the awakenings. You have to go through the purification, the unlearning, the cleansing of the mind control, the programs that we've had since we were born, especially this generation and many lifetimes back. So, but they also said we've been training for lifetimes for this, our past lives and in between lives and on other levels of consciousness. So here we are. I'm trying to motivate myself to tell a story, but the spirit's like, no, the energy's moving better. So I call on the mighty beloved I am presence, the unfled flame, threefold flame of the heart, 7 Elohim of the sevenfold flame of the 7 Elohim of the forehead, the sun, central sun. Mighty I am presence, I call down love's indestructible purity, perfection, and innocence. I call down the white fire, the fiery blue lightning, to clear out anything that no longer serves. Annihilate out this universe, 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 annihilate out this universe. So it never harms anyone ever again. The negative thought forms or the negative projections or the negative energies that might be sent at my YouTube channel, at my videos, at myself, and my loved ones. So we annihilate all that out. And we call it, refill that space with the cosmic Christ consciousness, the divine mother consciousness, ascended host, Saint Germain, Lady Portia, Katumi, El Mourier, divine director, victory of the light, the Maha Chohan, the Chohans, the Rays, the Kamaras, the Mahatmas, the archangels, cosmic beings in the great cosmic light. E o a ne ane ane makana ini shini na na mono na 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 ko na 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 mini kishini ni na 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 manaka ni ni na manaka na ni 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 shina na manaka anu ho 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 ho. This video is about energy, so breathe it in. All the master beings, all the master consciousnesses we've called in together through the sacred fire, through the sacred waters, the waters that run to the sea, like the blood of Mother Earth. Earth my body, water my blood, fire my spirit, fire my air, my breath, and fire my spirit. I've been singing a long time. Earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey, hey yo, hey yo, hey, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. Earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey. Earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey, hey yo, hey A Tibetan chant for protection. Ayamadura Sashana Samaya Hum Hum Put Put Jojo Do Do Jo Do Jig. Ayamaduru Sashana Samaya Hum Hum Put Put Jojo Do Do Jo Do Jig. Cover yourself with the rainbow colors. Ayamaduru Sashana Samaya Hum Hum Put Put Jojo Do Do Jo Do Jig. And imagine a beam of light, let's say a violet fire, coming from the center of the earth, coming from the crown, from the sun, and through your crown, comes to your navel, and the bottom comes to your sacral chakra, 2 inches below, and the top one comes 2 inches above to your solar plexus chakra. These teachings say it's 2 inches above the navel, and there's a space, a big gap. See, there's a big gap there. See these two rays coming and stopping at those two chakras, real bright, blazing ultraviolet fire. Now all of a sudden see a lightning bolt, white or blue. I choose blue lightning bolt. In between these two, in between the sacral and the solar plexus. A lightning bolt. Blast. Boosh. blazing. It's just blazing there. It's just like, it's stuck there. It's moving. It's empowering you. It's empowering you. Just feel it. As big as your body. The violet from below, the violet from above. Those two, sacral and sacral, and the blue lightning. Breathe it in, breathe it in. Your whole body, 70 trillion cells. So we're breathing this energy in. However, whatever you want to do, you're going to breathe this energy in. Sorry, I forgot my good cord today. So I got headphones. And as the chaos starts up on the planet, as the fear, as the darkness is shown to the world, to the ones that were still not awake, slumbering, they call it slumbering, the masters say, and chaos and fear we're trying to keep down. We don't want civil war. We don't want chaos. We don't want people shooting their guns everywhere, because the truth is coming out. They've told us all these lies all these years, and the fear. So that's why there's so many teachings coming out. That's why the EBS is going to go, and it's going to tell us 24 hours a day. It's going to start going off for 10 days. Tell us the truth. And maybe 3 days of darkness, maybe 10 days of darkness. They're going to shut off all internet, TV, radio. And why? Because they're going to start up the Starlink communications. The EBS is going to shine down through those. And it's going to come through, and all the truth. And everything's ready to start. All the news is ready to start. The Gassara and the Sara. I watched that video I shared with you guys. All these amazing things are about to start. And so the new money system, the new quantum, the new digital currency, but it's not, there's so many lies being told on the YouTube, Facebook. There's information, there's disinformation. It's always been the way. CIA has been doing that forever, FBI. Put out information, and then they come in and they do the opposite. So you don't know what's the truth, the light and the false light. And so what I'm telling you is the truth. I've been researching it forever. I know, I have the connection, okay? Many true teachers do. So, or messengers. And so they say to stock up on water and food. Yeah, hopefully it's only 3 days. Nothing to fear. It's nothing to fear. It's a jubilee. It's gonna be a jubilee. It's gonna be it's gonna be the greatest thing ever happened to us. But when the power goes off, it disconnects all the dark forces, all the deep states, all the Illuminati's last connections to each other. Snapped like that. And the Starlink kicks up. They tell us all the truth. Those guys are going to be rounded up. Mass arrests. There's been 475,000 sealed indictments done since Trump came into office in 2016. The mass arrest. Do you know he started the pedophile task force immediately? And they immediately trained in all the militaries in underground warfare, so they could go into the dumbs down there and rescue the children and take out the Illuminati that are hiding down there. The first children, you can look this up. This one's on YouTube. The first ones they rescued were 5,000 children under China Lake military base. Okay? It's horrible, guys. It's horrible. If you don't know by now, you're going to find out when you watch these videos and these channels I tell you about. And what happened is that Trump had to clean house. He had to clean house. Who are the good guys and who are the bad guys? And that's why there was so much chaos and this, and he's wrong, and this is lies, and this, and Russia hoax, and da. And so the military was split, dark and light. There was a lot of evil colonels into Satanism, into the child sacrifice. I'm telling you guys, this is all the fucking truth. And I don't like to swear because it's a lower vibration. The freaking truth. And so they cleaned all them out. They showed their colors. They got a hold of the military, the Alliance of Light, which Trump was only a part of that. And they got a hold of, he had executive orders. He had the power. And so they took over the NSA, which is National Security. And every single thing, remember they say, Facebook, and everybody needs your to be able to record your recordings. They need to know all your pictures, and they've all freaked us out, all our recordings, all our videos. And so those all went into NSA, and we didn't know if the good guys or bad guys had it. Well, guess what? With the Trump Elias the Light, they all had it, all these servers. Remember when Hillary destroyed her servers? 33,000 emails, and everybody went, oh, okay. Geez, she's probably guilty. Well, what do you think that meant? When they got Anthony Weiner's laptop. It was like 50,000 videos of sickness. So these guys were all in the perversion of the Satanism. They got Hunter Biden's laptop. Remember that? If you follow any of this. So they have all the proof there. Well, they have all the recordings of every phone call ever made. Ever. And that took a lot of time. That took a lot of work. Look how long it's been, 8-10 years now. And so they got everything on everybody. And they went around the world, and every leader were into this darkness, this adrenochrome, this power. It got so sick, it got too depraved that even the masters called us the dark planet. We got ourselves at the darkest planets because they were trying to take over this era when the ascension and the victory of the light, when all of the truth started coming out. The Ukrainian age of peace, 1,000 years of peace, the Christ return and through our hearts, and right, 26,000 year return of the equinoxes. Will the Ascended Masters say it's the 7th? We're entering the 7th, the permanent golden age, never going down again. We've gone down 6 ages, including Atlantis and Lemuria, and all the golden ages were through those. And I guess there were some things before, but we don't know. They don't tell us what was before Lemuria, but it doesn't matter. It's not important. And so the fight has been spiritual for us, raising our consciousness, helping people raise their consciousness, telling the truth, praying, ceremonies all around the world, peace, love, and then working through the government of light, through the military of light. So what happened is that they arrested all secretly, arrested all the colonels and military of darkness that wouldn't what do you call that? They wouldn't all around the world. They went around the world, and everybody had to. There's a word for it. I'll think of it in a minute. To join this military of light of Trump's. Well, all the good colonels came to the light. They came over with Trump because they said, hey, it's either this or you either come out of the darkness or, you're with us. So, even if they come from the darkness, they had to be watched, but they were lined up with the light. They brought their souls back to Christ and Christ consciousness and the goodness, or however it all worked. Or they just took them out of power. I'm sure they did. And then, so the military all lined up with Trump. This took, a few years when he was in office. He had a pedophile task force, and they were rescuing kids all around the world. Well, guess what? As soon as Biden got in, the pedophile task force disappeared in the public eye. How interesting. Creepy Joe? Yeah. And creepy Hillary. And so, we all know about the Clintons. The Clinton death road. All those videos, look up. They got 66 up to 100 mysterious suicides from way back when Clinton was in governor, all the way through his presidency. Come on. If you don't know about this, it's time. And so, the military of light. So what's happening is, all the way along, the Q drops. The Q is the High Military Alliance of Light, has been giving us drops. They got the quantum computers. They've got they've been working with the, another one I have to think of. Super high advanced intelligence, not just the masters, the teachers, the angelics, ascended masters. And so what happened then was they've been working on the Nosara Gissara, the money funds. They went around the world. They arrested all these people. They took over the Vatican, everything. They got on the Vatican and they found there was all these tunnels all over the world. They found 50 miles of gold. All the gold that was taken from South America all around the world to make the Vatican, the Roman Catholic Church, super, super rich. And there's dark as our light. Look at all the priests. And so Trump and the Q and the Earth Alliance, Military of Light, confiscated all that. 50 miles of gold. Said it took over 20, the biggest 150 or whatever the biggest aircrafts, they brought it over, they all put it in Fort Knox. This is part of the money that's Gissara and Nosara, the endless amounts of money that's coming back to the people. Every program, we're creating this new world. We're using the money that's been rescued and recovered. So when Trump started arresting all the pedophiles in Hollywood and politics all around the world, anybody ever follows this knows that all the corporations from Bezos down, Bill Gates, all the great corporations of the world started what they called resigning. Between 2016 and 2020, there was like 18,000 corporation CEOs resigned. Okay, so, they resigned, they mean they're going to let him go, they're going to let him have a lesser sentence? No, they're all complicit to this darkness. Guess what? They all were arrested, all these people were arrested, sent to Gitmo. Gitmo was a little prison. They picked that one and some other ones around the world. And if you do your research, you'll see that 2016 to 2020, Gitmo is 10 times bigger than it was. All these National Guard, all this military built. And they started arresting these people in the dark of night all around Hollywood. And one of the orders that Trump signed executive orders was all people that were found to be connected to crimes of humanity, all of their assets would be seized. So all these people, all these Hollywood movie stars, there's about 100, there's like 200 homes up for sale now. All the great movie stars that you know. Kid you not, guys. I'm blowing your mind. I'm blowing my own mind. It's all blew my mind. Remember, I've been studying this for 5-7 years. And I have, up till now, I've not been brave enough to bring it out. It's all over Telegram. It's all over Odyssey. It's all over Rumble. And the other ones, probably X, and I don't know them all. And so all of that wealth is coming back to the people. And these trust funds called Gissara and Nosara, Quantum Financial System, Global Reset, Currency Reset around the world. It starts with money. We're all going to start working in teams, all the people in the know, and we're going to create the new earth, the whole new world, without any, because the computers now are being run are quantum computers, the quantum financial system, the quantum Starlink satellites. There's going to be Q phones. It's called quantum phones. Cannot be corrupted. It's all done in real time. Cannot be hacked. Cannot be. So the bad guys, it's all over. The hackers, all over Asia. No, it's all over. Every country is involved. 209 countries signed this. So I'm letting you have it today. And so if we have the EBS, if we have the 10 days of darkness, 3 days of darkness, the last of the bad guys who are hiding out, they're running to islands, they're trying to go to Antarctica, they're trying to go to Alaska, everywhere they can hide, they're all being sniffed out by the Military of Light. And they've been underground fighting all the darkness. And they say we're watching a movie because it's all been done. And because if it all came out all at once back then, People would have blown their minds. People would have gone crazy, insane. You'd have had a bunch of people in mental institutions. They've been shooting each other, killing each other, finding every politician in their local town, killing them. Who knows? It's a worldwide human trafficking pedophile network, been going on for centuries from the top down. Okay? If you want to know the truth, I'm laying it on you. If you want to know how does transgender and all that come into play, because way back, the kings and queens, from France to Netherlands to Britain to George Bush Sr., everything was the inversion. So if they're following Satanism, everything's a version, the upside down cross. Everything was opposite. Why do you think we do this? Why do you think, the perversion is everywhere? Why do you think this, the late 90s, the Supreme Court allowed porn to be on the internet without complete control, strict controls over it, that you had to be of age and you could, whatever, limitations. They just said, no, it's right of freedom of speech. So children as young as 5 could look at porn. That's sickness. No prayer in school, allegiance to the flag, coaches being fired before the games for praying. Okay? Christianity wiped out, but Muslims had to be allowed in school. All that when Obama was in. So nothing wrong with that. But why shut down Christianity? Okay? Because they're terrified of Christ, the Christ light. Christ did die for us to know that we could reach the transfiguration, resurrection, and ascension in this lifetime, all the way through. He had all the greatest teachings. I am the light, I am the truth, I am the way. Yeah, he's saying I am. When I talk about the I am in me, you got to remember the God in you. It's not out there. We're not following anybody. We're not giving our power away to anybody. Yeah, we honor them. Yes. They're yes, we honor God. Yes, of course. The greatest source, the creator of our universe, the prime creator, the most high, of course. But it's also in our hearts. It's a spark of God in our heart. So we have dominion on this earth over all evil. We have authority and power to make a beautiful life for ourselves, without doing corrupt things. We have the power to change dark to light. We have the power to use the violet fire and transform everything we see in front of us through our light, through our aura, through our prayer. Once we know, all we do have to know that your light is ultimately powerful because it's God. And every day we go through our initiations, we go through our growth, we go through our evolution, we're becoming more and more awake. We're becoming more and more knowing that we're truly a light body. We know that we are vessels of the Creator's light. We know more and more every day that we are awakening the DNA, the two dumbed down in Atlantis to 2 strands when there used to be 12 strands. And all the chakras and the proper usage and the colors and the prana mana, the chi in our life, the DNA awakening every day. We call it to us. We do our affirmations. We say last thing at night, I give myself to you. I am presence, higher self, God, force, take over the wheel. I love you, love you, love you. I love you more. I thank you more every single time I say it. I love you infinitely more every time I say it. One with the divine consciousness. We are spirits in human bodies. Always remember that, having a human experience. We are not humans having a spiritual experience. In the quantum, we are vibrating everything, right? They say a table at its highest vibration is only molecules, electrons. We can only see 0.1% of what is in the spectrum between here and there of what's really in the air. The spirit worlds, the 12 dimensions, the parallel realities, the quantum everything. They say that you could say a prayer now and a farthest star could twinkle at the same time. Whew, it comes into being. They did the experiments. I can't think how to describe it, but they did the experiments that everything was vibrating, and as soon as the experimenters looked at the experiment, it turned solid. It went into molecules and waves and particles, but or something like that, waves. And then when they stopped looking and recorded it, it was just particles, meaning everything's energy. But when we put focus on it, it becomes form. It becomes this mere material reality that we live in. So that's how the power, the law of manifestation, we can create whatever we want. But we've been dumbed down, we've been lied to all this time. So I know I've overwhelmed you 20 minutes ago, but watch this in segments. And because we've been lied to, all the lies are ending. All the bad guys that had a control of our the controls of this world, meaning CERN, meaning manipulation through TV and media, meaning the foods, the poisoned foods, poisoned waters, the fluoride that cover our pineal glands, calcify the pineal glands. It was never an accident. They knew the pineal gland was the key. That's why the Pope has on the top of his staff, he's got a pine cone. The pine cone looks like represents the open pine cone is open. See, they wanted all the power for themselves. They always had the knowledge. They had the power through the Masonic and through all the secret doctrines that they controlled. They wanted the power. And then the darkness took over them all the way back through Egypt, Atlantis. It was good and it was bad, but there was good, mostly good, but then it got taken over. And so how do you think the Illuminati owns 0.1% of the wealth of the whole world? How do you think they did that? They knew the secrets. And now the secrets are coming back to everyone. Equality, freedom, oneness, love. It's the law. It's the laws of the universe. Yeah, if you misuse it, you're going to pay the price. You're going to lose your powers. You're going to lose your connection. You're going to lose your abilities. You're going to lose everything. If you use it rightly, more comes to you. Why not? So, and that's what's happening now in the world. The slowed down version, 3D, it's already expanded onto 5 and beyond quantum physics. The world's already free. We're already in the oneness. We're already one with Godness. You know, the vibration of every single tree, ant, sky, world, each other. But we didn't know it because we're in the slowed down 3D Earth. So now it's 3D's turn to clean up. So transform. So that's what I wanted to tell you. I wouldn't say me because I couldn't have thought all that. But all this news is about to come out, guys. All over. It's all over Telegram in these places. So that's why I'm free to share it. Because you're about to hear it everywhere. And you already are, YouTubes, if you follow the high vibrational stuff. Love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. I want to say a shout out to my friend Angelique Larson on TikTok, AngeliqueLarson.com. I think her middle name's M, Angelique M. Larson. She's an amazing quantum consciousness teacher. Please check her out and be in some beautiful, beautiful meditations with her. Classes, change your life. Ultimately, I'm telling you, she teaches Shambhala teachings from other realms in the highest. She took us through a download of 12 archangels. She goes, you're not going to know any of these names of these archangels except for the main 4 or 6 or 7 we know. And it blew me away a year and a half ago. Shout out to my friend Alasa, quantum physics teacher, geometry, sacred geometry. She's Greek, from her wisdom connection of her genetics. She has a center in Palm Harbor, Florida. She has med beds already. Quantum magic that happens there. All kinds of things you can, classes or sessions or sitting on their beds, change your life. And her website is R is letter R, letter 3, miracles.com. R3miracles.com, and you can connect with her. Alasa Tiemann, I believe, Tieman. Okay. Peace, harmony, love, and wisdom, and understanding, gentleness. grace, power to the people. We the people is coming true. Remember Saint Germain. Listen to teachings of Saint Germain, the I Am Presence, the I Am Discourses. There's a great book called, from Connie Mendez, called, I don't know, Saint Germain something, Connie Mendez. Remember, any density you're going through, because you're an alchemist, you're an empath, you're a healer, you're a teacher, you're a channel. And just cast the burden. Cast the burden to Christ. Cast the burden to Saint Germain, the Violet Fire. Call on law of forgiveness. I am consumed and transmutes. Yes, it has to be consumed, but it's not you consuming it. It's not you taking it on where it's, oh, it's so hard, I'm so drained, I'm so exhausted, I can't keep going on. No. When you say, you call on the law of forgiveness, your I am calls on the law of forgiveness. What is that? That's your higher self calling on the law of forgiveness. I am consumes and transmutes the cause, the core, the record, the fact, and the memory of whatever this issue is. With anyone, with anything, we say, I am consumes and transmutes, meaning your higher self, your I am. It's not supposed to be painful. You're not even supposed to feel it. You're just commanding it so, demanding it, affirming it, decreeing. So anything you have anyone, any issue you have anyone, you see anybody on the roads, you see anybody struggling, you see a car accident, you see anything with a co-worker, you think, so Saint Germain says, and this is the last thing I'll say, because I'm blowing myself away, is in the writings that come through. Now remember, these are all the way back to the mystery schools, all the way back to Atlantis and beyond, all the way through Egypt, up through the mystery schools of India, Tibet, the Essenes, the Druids, the masters all around, the shamanism. His teachings, they all went through the same teachings. It's a lineage to reach their enlightenment and reach their resurrection, transfiguration, resurrection, and ascension out of body, where they left. Even Mother Mary, they said, even in the Catholic writings, they said she left with her body. So they're on this higher plane. They're right here. We just can't see them. There's such a high vibration. They're right here with us, probably. They're probably chuckling. And they say it's above retreats, above these sacred centers, like the Grand Teton Mountains and Mount Shasta, and above Stonehenge, and above Darjeeling, India, and above Angola, Africa, and Lake Titicaca, Peru, probably Machu Picchu. Well, anyways, it's on other levels, these sacred sites. They teach there. They have the enclaves. And so, believe me, don't believe me, it doesn't matter. And so, this was the last thing I was going to say is, he's discovered in all his lifetimes that any beef you have with anyone, any single person you have a beef with, whether that's your kid's school bus driver, the teachers, a co-worker, a family member, somebody you have a fender bender, or you have a argument with somebody in the store, or your parent, narcissist, they say you have karma with them. Yep. The Tibetans say everyone's been your mother. That's how many lifetimes we've had, some of us. It's a saying. And so what you do is you call, I think my boot's melting. So what you do is, I'm smelling rubber. And so what you do is, anything you got, and you do this every day if you got to. You send a violet fire, you call on the law of forgiveness. You call on learn to use the violet fire up through your, flaming from under your feet, up through your body, let it flame for 5 minutes or a minute. You just make the connection, and then you call on the law of forgiveness. Magic violet fire, call on the law of forgiveness. I am calls on the law of forgiveness. I am consumes and transmutes the cause and effect, the core, the record, and the memory of any issue, this issue. And you free it. You call on the cause and effect, record, and memory, and set it all free from that which never meant to be. And they say the violet fire comes into action immediately as soon as you say it. it erases a huge chunk. You know, maybe it doesn't do every single, you may have to do it for, you know, a week or a while. Or continually if it's heavy karma, who knows? Or maybe it's right then. I do it on the road. I see an accident. I see this. I see people unhappy. I see this. I have my coworkers. Set it all free. Illumine the source of the lesson. It's an affirmation. So it never happens again. Transform it all into Ascended Master Consciousness and assure the divine plan fulfilled. There's a divine plan. The divine plan is what these masters have been praying all this time. What Q, the Alliance of Light, with using Trump, has been doing since 2012. They said, we want you to be the one, our spokesman. They've been doing this up through now. This on the physical level, on the internet, through the secret usage of government and the computer system, quantum computers, and what we're doing through our prayers, through our affirmations, through our decrees. They have power, guys. They transform things immediately. So use it, use it, use it. Every single incident, every single disagreement, every single issue, clean it up. And the reason he started discovering was he said in one of his, this is in the writings, one of his lifetimes, he was being incarcerated, not because he was evil, because he was a rebel. And I think it was France. So a lot of those guys got thrown in jail, right? All the way through the Inquisition and all that. So he was sitting there and he had this vision of a farmer walking through a field, cloudy skies and dark skies. And the guy was trudging to his farm and heaviness, like the weight of the world on his back. And he says, Saint Germain had just started downloading, understanding, or experimenting with what the violet fire was. You know, the masters were giving it to him. And he said, I wonder if it has anything to do with me, what this guy's going through. And so he did an abridged version, whatever. He used this violet fire. And the next thing, you know, he has a vision. The skies are clear. The sun's out. The guy's skipping to the farmhouse. He didn't make that up. It wasn't his imagination. Well, was he? Created it, manifested it, and made it real? Sure. But it really happened. So he realized, wow, what if everything, even the things we see in our imagination, what if the negativity and the darkness and the nightmares and the things, our negative thinking, we all created somewhere in all of our lifetimes. And all we got to do is change it. All we got to do is flip it. Dark to light, change it. Neutralize out. As soon as you have a negative thought, I neutralize it out. I neutralize. I nothing. I 0 point. I white it out. I violet fire it into nothing. I breathe in the cosmic Christ, the Divine Mother. I call in the Masters. I call in the God, light, and love, and positivity. Boom. Become it. You are a master. Know it. Awaken it. And use it. No more excuses. Takes a while. It takes a while. It takes a while. Try not to backslide. I'm not a hard teacher, but I'm telling you, you know, make those serious intent. I haven't watched television for over 6 years. Oh, I'm guilty of watching YouTube, but I've been studying. Love you all. A lot of friends, a lot of teachers work with me, and yeah, have helped me. Ceremonies, sweat lodges. Use it all, guys. Don't be afraid. Do it for your family. Do it for the world. Do it for be part of the fun that's about to new world we're creating.